I am on the EOC packet for reporting category 4. So let's look at number 10. It says the graph of quadratic parent function was transformed to create the graph of g of x equals f parentheses x plus 2 close parentheses minus 5. Which graph best represents g? So it says the quadratic parent function was transformed. We need to remember what the quadratic parent function is. Do you remember what that is? What's the most basic quadratic function? X squared, yep. So this was transformed to go to this. So we're going to replace, instead of saying x squared, we are going to change this to g of x equals what's in parentheses squared. So x plus 2 squared minus 5. So all we did was replace this f of x plus 2 with x plus 2 squared. So now we can use our calculator to look at what this does. Do y'all remember what the minus 5 does?
It's y-intercept.
Yeah, it's well, I don't know about y-intercept, but it moves it down. It's close. That's close. But this is going to move it down. And this plus 2 is going to move it left. We did this on our notes for the effects of on the quadratic. Let me pull them up. These are the notes that we took, effects on the quadratic. So it was similar to these problems. So when you have it in parentheses squared, it's going to move it left and right. Whenever the plus or minus is outside the parentheses, it's going to move it up and down. So whenever we put this in on the calculator, parentheses x plus 2 squared minus 5. So it's going to move it left and down. So look for the match, and you can see your match there. So go ahead and circle that.
Can you just put in originally? I changed that up to x. Also put x plus 2.
Parentheses. Yeah, you could do that. Okay, what other questions do y'all want to go over?
Using my background.
Another transformation one would be, let's say 12. The graph of a quadratic parent function p is shown on the grid. If k of x equals x squared and p of x equals k of x plus n, what is the value of n? So this is our quadratic parent function, k of x equals x squared. So we're going to replace this k of x with x squared. So let's rewrite the function. P of x is found by doing x squared plus some value n. So the n is going to move it up and down. So look at our function. How was it changed from just y equals x squared? Y equals x squared is just that parabola that goes like that. Draw the quadratic parent function y equals x squared. It's just a basic parabola. Goes through the origin. How was this transformed to become this? How did it move? Yeah, so translate down. How many units? 6. So that means we need to change this in to be whatever operation makes it go down 6 units. And then we can check it, see if we did it right. X squared minus 6. Hit graph. Is that the same thing as what is graphed on our graph? Yep. So our n is negative 6. So we've got to put in negative 6 there. Okay, let's look at that paper from yesterday. This one? Pull that out for me. So yesterday we learned how to factor by using our calculator to check our answer. So if you're factoring, then the two expressions, the one that's given, and then one of the answer choices will be the exact same. Because if you factor something, let's say I factor 36. Factors of 36 would be like 3 times 12. These are the same exact. So if I say factor, it means you're just breaking it down into simpler form. 36 equals 3 times 12. So same thing here. If I get that this is my solution because they have the same graph, then this equals that. So that's how we're able to use the calculator to factor. Okay, so you should have gotten the answers for each one of these. So let's go through our answers. Number 3, and just check them off if you got it right. 3 was A. 4 was F. 5A. 6J. 9G. 11J. 14B. And 17F. How'd y'all do? Good. Awesome. So let's look at number 15. It says, which of the following is a factor of that? So what it's telling us is that this is going to equal this times something else. We just don't know what it is. So this one's a little bit more, it's a little trickier. But I've seen this actually on the EOC before. So we've got to know how to answer it. What you're going to do is you're going to put ny equals, y1 equals, whatever you're given, so 6x squared plus 13x minus 5, and divide by the answer choices. These are your answers, right? You're going to divide by the answer. And when you do that, it'll come up with a line for the correct answer. Correct answer is when you see a line on the graph. So let's do it together. So clear out what's in y1. Y'all do this with me. And do alpha y equals for the fraction. And then put what they've given us, which is a 6x squared plus 13x minus 5. And put it over an answer. So let's do 2x plus 5. and hit graph and see what you get. Look at that. Does that make a line?
No,
What's wrong with that?
it's not an ordinance.
It has a disconnect there. So I don't think that's the answer, but let's just leave it there for now. And let's put in the next one. So all we need to change is our denominator. So 2x minus 5 now.
Oh, mess it up.
So let's look at the next one.
Oh, I forgot
For
the
G.
13.
Okay, what about that one? That's not right. That looks almost like a quadratic, but it's tilted, so it's not even a quadratic. So we know for sure that one's out. Okay, go to the next one. 3x minus 1. Oh, that's the same thing. All right. Oh, so that is a no. And then the last one, 3x plus 5. Did I do something wrong?
It's no, that's what it is. How is it that? Maybe F just messed up. No. Can you redo H?
Yeah, let's look back at it. H, you said? Did I put something in wrong?
Yes, we can.
I put something in wrong at first. I forgot the X.
Come on.
And then I put 3X.
Oh, what did I do wrong?
Cool, good enough.
I put some. Maybe I put plus 1. Okay.
I put minus 5 instead of minus 5.
Oh, I bet I did the same thing. Okay, so it was H. I'm gonna have to look back at my video and see what I put in. All right, so if it asks which of the following is a factor, you're going to have to put it in like this: the original divided by an answer, and you're looking for a line. Okay, so today you're going to work on EOC Review 4 for quadratics, and then a new one for Category 5. This is our last one. So I'm going to pass this out in a second, but I just want you to look. Look at our first 3 problems.
You can all do it in. You can all do it in your calculator.
You can do it in the calculator. How?
You do the whole.
Yeah. Yeah, all you're going to do is see which expression is equivalent.
So you just put it in.
You just put it in. That one equals that. And then you put in each one.
Okay, guys.
Okay? The rest of these are just like we've already done. You are going to have to look back at some of the things that we learned at the beginning of the year, though.